Looks like you've had a rough time out there, Carter. Anything I can do to help?
Tell me you got some answers, Crud.
I've got a lot of questions, a few theories, but no answers, Carter.
Anything might help. Why do you think they're attacking?
We're hoping the captive infiltrator can shed some more light on that. But right now, we know 2 key points. They were studying us before they attacked, so they knew they wanted something specific from us. Food, fuel, slaves, something.
And the other point?
They're building structures here, so it doesn't look like they'll be leaving once they get whatever it is they want.
And what if what they want is the whole planet?
Then at least we know they won't destroy the Earth if we fail, right?
Figured out anything about what the Outsiders are planning?
This is no interplanetary raid by Vikings from Mars. They're building permanent structures. Whatever their reason for attacking, they intend to stay.
They're doing that with those seeds of theirs?
Right you are. And those things can grow too. We've got reports of towers 10, 20 stories high.
And the bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Sure, but only if we can find a way to knock them down.
What do we know about the sleepwalkers?
According to the doctors, they're in some sort of coma. Except they're walking around. And they've got no idea about the stuff around their eyes.
How is our infiltrator doing?
He was screaming bloody murder at first. But then the doctors took something out of his head. Now he's calm as a pussycat.
I thought they only did that in asylums.
No, they removed some sort of device that was controlling him. Or maybe not controlling him, but sort of like a listening device.
If you get any insights, let us know.
Will do, Carter.
You can't attend every threat yourself, but in some cases, you can dispatch agents to assist. On these dispatch missions, they will earn valuable experience and may find new equipment or even other experienced agents. However, they won't be available in the field while dispatched, so select your squads wisely.
Still working out some power. If we were under attack, we wouldn't have to ask.
Attention all personnel. We have received confirmation of an outsider attack on Seattle, though details of the attack remain sparse. We will provide more information as it becomes available. End report.
I'm sure Falk has the lab coats finding some way to track him down.
Wasn't the spy invisible? How are they gonna know?
Carter, join me. I don't like it when my agents go off the rails, Carter. Never ignore my orders again. You're lucky things turned out as well as they did with Dr. Weir's rescue. I'll overlook it this time. I understand the situation is getting to you.
Weaver tell you that? Or you just figured it out on your own?
I need to know I can trust you, Carter. I took a big risk including you in this operation, and I'm about to take another.
In case you forgot, I was the one who caught the infiltrator.
I'm well aware, and you're going to help us interrogate the captive. But we absolutely cannot afford another breach, especially not now. We can't afford to let any of our information become public.
I've been wanting to have a talk with that infiltrator.
There's a lot we can learn from him, but right now, there's one piece of info that could help us end the war.
What's that?
Where to strike.
Impressive. But can it win the war?
It can give us a fighting chance.
What do we know about the infiltrator?
We've been running a barrage of tests on him. Preliminary interrogation, medical checks. The boys in the lab even took a look at the devices implanted in him.
Find anything useful?
We don't even know his name, or if his kind even have names. But we have reason to believe he'll be more responsive now.
What happened? Lock him in solitary for a couple weeks?
You might be closer than you think. In a recent examination, our surgeons removed this from his head. We think it's some kind of communication device.
He was bugged?
We're not sure. Weir thinks it was his connection to Mosaic.
That's their communication network.
According to Dr. Weir, yes. Whatever it is, ever since we removed this thing, the infiltrator's been less aggressive, more morose.
Interesting. How do we know we can take them out in one strike?
Weir's been studying their transmissions, and he believes they're coming from a single source.
That's this mosaic thing they talk about?
Yes. The doctor says his measurements prove that it's some sort of central command, possibly even a single being. And if our tests are correct, it is indeed more than just some sort of radio network.
How so?
After studying the infiltrator's implants and physiology, we believe it connects directly to the minds of the outsiders.
So if we take out Mosaic's core, we shut down every outsider on this planet.
That's the idea. But we need to know more.
That's an impressive flying saucer you've built.
Actually, the Air Force was already toying with a prototype like this. Our German associate just made a few modifications, including everything we could steal from the outsiders.
How does it handle?
When it's finished, it'll be faster and more maneuverable than anything in the skies.
Can it get through those Venn gates of theirs?
That's what we need you to find out.
I'll see what I can get out of the infiltrator.
Good. We've got him in a containment center in the lab, built especially for him.
Got his own luxury suite, huh? That ought to soften him up.
Don't count on it.
How gentle do I need to be?
Just be careful. He's the only captive we have.
So, they can move in any direction?
Shut it down! Shut it down before it blows! No, wait! We need to test the threshold!
Yes, we really should see when it explodes.
Are you too crazy? Shut it down! Did you see that lift? Wunderbar. Never before have I seen its equal. Sure, if you don't mind your crew splattered all over the walls. Of course, of course. But that is why we do this radio control test beforehand, yeah? There's no way you get me in one of those flying saucers until you work out the eject system. Nonsense. If we are careful and precise in our work, we will have no need of ejection systems. We might not need one. But I'm the one who's going to be piloting that thing. I still don't understand why you don't want us to design weaponry for this new craft.
Yes, we have a very promising prototype.
No, knife.
Calm yourself, Doctor. Irrationality will not help us identify enemy infiltrators.
Calm while you perform tests on men, like livestock.
These tests serve to protect them, and after all. They are all volunteers.
Maybe, but we're still not certain of what side effects.
Your latest findings? Just a moment, Alan. I'm finishing a minor change to your calculations. Oh, the hell with... Bloody hell. That's brilliant. No, I don't know about all that. It's just a minor change. You would have done it yourself. In time.
Maybe, but you're the one who did it today. If I'm not careful, you'll be replacing me as head of this project.
And take away your prized work? Anyway, what was it you wanted to show me? What?
Oh, it's these new transmissions that we've been receiving. Dr. Rossi believes they may be extraterrestrial in origin.
Take a look. Extraterrestrial transmissions. You don't say.
Think of it. Intelligent life on other worlds. A culture more advanced than ours, reaching across the void to welcome us to the Brotherhood of the Stars.
Alan, you're making some rather dangerous assumptions.
Oh, I know it could be nothing. Some Soviet trick, perhaps. But think, Lawrence. If it really is from another planet, why, someday our Vengate project could bridge our worlds.
Yes, I suppose that could be possible.
Why, this could be the start of a new chapter in human history.
Yes, I'm afraid so.
William, welcome to our newly refitted laboratory. I'm certain that Dr. Veer would love to give you a tour of the facilities. Yeah, Herr Doctor?
Infiltrators right
Yes, of
inside,
course.
Agent
I'll
Carter.
just leave Heinrich to
Need
his
anything?
tests.
Just ask.
I think I would like that, Mr. Falk. I think I would like that very much. You are Dr. Heinrich Dresner, correct? Yeah, Mr. Falk. And do you understand why I am interviewing you today? Officially or unofficially? None of this will be in the final records of your immigration. Officially, our commitments at Yalta mean we must turn you away. And yet, here we both are. Yes, well, we can't risk losing a mind like yours to the Soviets, now can we? You need not worry about that, sir. There is a reason I surrendered to your soldiers, or not to Stalin's. What reason is that? I do not like their cold winters. Very funny. Regardless, we need to talk about your past affiliations. What is there to say? What was done was terrible, wasteful, inhuman. I have regrets, but I had no part in that. No way to prevent it. You could have left. At that time, I did have a family to support. my once great nation would turn to the Communist Party. So you supported the alternative? Only at first. By the time I saw what they truly were, it was too late to escape. I'm a scientist, Mr. Folk. I understand physics, fluid dynamics, chemical reactions. But I cannot see the future. I cannot predict the horrors of my fellow man.
We can't offer you atonement, Doctor. But we can offer you a chance to use your skills to help people.
What did you want to talk about?
Yes, we've had a bit of a mishap, William.
Ah, great.
As you know, our most pressing goal is to develop a test to determine the humanity of our personnel, if you will. We've had a breakthrough, discovering a signal which causes the Zillicoids to become quite agitated. But as you can see...
Your test subjects escaped?
Indeed. Perhaps the signal agitated them a bit too much.
Why haven't we been put on alert?
With our current tension, can you imagine how people would panic? I'd rather we keep this little incident between ourselves, William.
What exactly do you need me to do?
The Zillicoids are likely to be hiding in the ventilation or other subsystems. Their distinctive trail should make it easy for you to track them and destroy them. Good hunting.
Officer, you're new here, aren't you?
Yes, sir. They rescued me up from outside Louisville.
You've been brought up to speed?
Yes, sir. Prisoner is secure, mostly docile, and Falk has things in hand. I'd say it's going pretty well.
It's a little early to say it's going well.
Sir, it's been a month and a half, and we've gotten back on our feet after the surprise attack. I'd say that counts for something.
You're not wrong. But I got a feeling it'll get worse before it gets better.
Then I'm glad I'm here, where I can make a difference.
How's the infiltrator?
The containment room was designed to act as both a brig and a lab, so he's well contained. Not that he's been trying to get out.
You think he's planning something?
Can't say for sure. Any other prisoner, yeah, but since they removed that controller thing from his head, he's been a different man. Or I guess I should say, different creature.
How much do you trust Falk?
I trust him with my life, sir. After all, if it weren't for him and his teams, I'd still be out there.
You said you were rescued from outside Louisville?
Yes, sir. Fort Knox in particular. Agent De Silva and his team were recovering something from high-value storage, and I thought they were looters.
That could have gone poorly.
Not really. I don't know about you, but I ask questions before I start shooting. They were only too happy to bring me back, once they were certain I was human.
How exactly did they prove that?
Just like checking for Reds. Sing the Star-Spangled Banner, ask what happened in the most recent episode of Captain Thunderclap, and so on and so on.
That's all.
Thank you, sir. Good luck.
Just a sec, Carter. You know the drill. Wait, what the hell? There's something in there. It's in the vents. Get it, Carter, quick! Quick thinking, Carter. I'll start a flush of the whole decontamination system now.
Looks like I found the first of Heinrich's blobs.
say these people's eyes are black. Just solid black. Are you serious?
How could somebody leave a mess like that? Whoa, Carter! Have a little decency, would you? What the hell's happening in there? Hope you washed your hands at least.
Holy Jesus, get that thing out of here! Oh, come on, Carter! Get it! And here I thought I had a nice, quiet desk job.
Yes?
I'm going to get some answers.
Good luck.
Begin examination, Doctor.
Hold the patient down, damn it.
Anesthetic is having no effect, Doctor. Tightening restraints.
Pathetic creatures. Children with sharp skin, pretending to be doctors and warriors and priests.
Base of neck shows signs of previous surgery. Long healed over. Performing first incision to examine.
But the moment you find anything worth knowing, worth believing, you just Cut it open to see how it works.
Gag applied, Doctor.
Thank you, Kelly. I'm finding some sort of glass threads running along the subject's spine. Exploring. Seems to lead to some sort of metal bead. Cutting threads and extracting for study.
Temperature is up. Heartbeat is up. Respiration is up.
Coming through again, Carter?
You ever think of just installing a turnstile? Maybe charging a toll?
Sure. But what would I do with the money?
That's all three of them, Doctor.
Dankeschön, William. With your aid, we will soon be able to uncover any remaining infiltrators.
I hope you're more careful in the future, Doctor.
Yes, of course. And for your discretion, perhaps this will be of use to you.
I see you gave up on the disguise. Done playing dress-up?
This one can no longer hide. Those systems were corrupted by your scientists.
Yeah. Gloat all you want about your superior technology while we've got you tied to a chair with a rope.
You want revenge for your fellow warrior. Go ahead and take it. Nothing you do will stop the Zujari.
We're gonna pay a visit to your home, and you're gonna help us get there.
A counter-invasion. Ha! The more you resist Mosaic, the more you will bring death to your world. You think you have seen our strength? This is just an expeditionary force preparing the way for our armies. We will destroy you.
We'll see about that.
It's simple. You will join our empire or you will die. For us, there are no other choices.
Our whitecoats say there's been a change in your attitude ever since they yanked this device out of your head. I want to know what the hell it is.
It is many things. A shield, a beacon, our focus. It is Mosaic. Without it, we are... I am alone, unsure, impure of thought.
What exactly is Mosaic?
You would think of it as a broadcast, a network. Each of us are connected to it. It unites us.
It's how you receive your orders.
Our orders, our faith. Mosaic delivers truth, or perhaps what Origin decides is the truth.
Why don't you just do yourself a favor? Just talk straight to me, and tell me about this Origin. Maybe we can help you.
You are more civilized than would be expected for such divided creatures. It is not a weakness. Nothing is as I thought. Nothing is as Origin told us.
Listen, I'm fighting for the survival of my entire race here. Give me something to work with, or you'll find out what I'm willing to do for my world.
You have already seen what we are willing to do for our own dying world. What Origin has forced us to do for our world. Forced me to do to other worlds.
You don't have to let Origin control you. Tell us how to stop him and you can be free. We can destroy Mosaic. You can all be free.
Yes, but Mosaic cannot be destroyed. Mosaic is not a single place, not a solid thing. And soon it will consume your people as it has so many. As it did mine.
You're wrong. We've traced Mosaic's transmissions to a single location. If we can get there, your people can be free.
A myth, spread by the few who are deaf to Mosaic. I used to think they were mad, but perhaps...
Here's proof. A source for Mosaic's transmissions. If we get there, we can put an end to it.
But without Mosaic, without Origin's guidance, my people... We will never find a new world.
Your people could come here without conquest. Wouldn't be the first time immigrants came to our shores. We'll help you fight for your freedom. And in return, you can live in the land of the free.
William Carter. My thoughts are my own for the first time in my life. If there is a chance that others can know this freedom, I will tell you what you want to know. To survive the crossing, you will need an instrument that can recalibrate quantum structures. Such a device can be acquired from one of our ships, which you can find only at one of our docking stations near a Ven gate.
Thank you. Once we've stopped Origin, your people will thank you too.